It's a sweet right. Shout out to Jokic, I'm locked in. Man, I swear that I'm focused.
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions. All that and more coming up next.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Coming up, we got a good matchup on tap here, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Detroit Lions. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And as we look at this matchup, every time there's something different to focus on. So I'll just ask you, what do you see here in this one?
Well, Rembrandt, you've given me a pretty blank canvas to focus on, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where do you think I'm going to go with this?
Oh, secondary?
You know me well, right? In a game like this, it's always about the secondary. Can they handle the passing attack and make a few plays?
To get us started now, the kicker, Chris Boswell. And we are underway from Ford Field. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And at one point, the ascension of Jared Goff was really strong. Back-to-back Pro Bowls, took his team to the Super Bowl and came really within one quarter of winning it. But since that time, he's had bouts of inconsistency, and that's been the struggle for him as he tries to get back to the form he showed earlier in his career.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. Goff. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. With Goff and Williams hooking up there for a Lions first.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On second down, here's Gibbs, and that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Throwing on third, Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it second down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
Yeah, great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up first and goal.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
Now it's Goff off the bootleg. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. That's why you got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their 5'11" quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Now Wilson. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
On third down, Wilson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play that time on the catch and run. 31 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a third down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. Got a man, it's Patterson complete. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Lions' 39-yard line.
2nd down and 8. They go play action with Wilson. That's caught downfield by Pickens. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one goes for 30 yards.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? Oh, what the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Here's Wilson to throw. this is going to be incomplete.
And down here, first and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. To throw is Wilson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on second down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's third and goal. Again, Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a fourth down.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
Boswell's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 5. Back to throw, Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
And the coach is always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, but when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. From the 38 now, here's a 2nd and 8. Gibbs on the toss left. And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Now Goff. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely look for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Goff. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's right. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with second and a couple. Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So this defense, they gave up some yards on this drive, but bottom line, they came up with a sack when it mattered.
And we know that every down counts, but let's be honest about it. People focus on 3rd down as a real key down in any drive, any situation. And they took full advantage of 3rd down there and made a play.
Here's Michael Badgley ready for the field goal try. This from 44 yards out, left hash. Badgley able to punch this one through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
Now it's Wilson.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Wilson. And he finds Austin complete.
And he'll be brought down with the first down after a gain of about 11 as that takes us to the 2-minute warning.
And the Steelers first down.
Here's Wilson.
Finding space at the 40.
And he's going to get this to the 40-yard line.
Complete to Pat Fryermuth. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line.
Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That was a long pass attempt downfield, and the ball was popped up in the air. And how come things go from really fast to almost slow motion when the ball's up in the air and the defender's unable to hold it in before it hits the ground?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. This is taken at the 18.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On second down, here's Goff.
Throw over the middle, he finds Williams.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Third down and 1.
Goff now looking to throw.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Good protection there on third down. This is just a simple flip to his tight end outside the numbers. And he's able to haul it in and pick up the first down.
On first down, Goff.
Finds Gibbs on the check down.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the
49. Second and 7.
Goff throwing again.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Third and 3.
Here's Goff. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Jack Fox out to punt here on fourth down. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Throwing is Wilson.
Out route, and he connects with Freiermuth.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and
1. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in.
Well, no sooner do the teams get to the locker rooms and they're running right back out. Halftime over, 3rd quarter, ready to go.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to run. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports.
Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's got this to Pickens. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Harris running straight ahead. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Fields.
Over the middle and gets it to Patterson. That one, a first down pickup of 8. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
On first down, Fields.
Completes it to Austin.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback?
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Now it's Fields off the bootleg.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, let's give some credit to the defense. They did a nice job there as they flushed him to his right. But he is able to buy some time, extend the play, and turn it into a short gain.
From the 7, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Fields.
It's brought in by Harris. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right.
3rd and 2, Fields.
And in for the Steelers touchdown. Cordero Patterson from 4 yards out.
And the Steelers are an extra point away from drawing level.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Extra point put through by Boswell. And we are even at 10 apiece. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
So we're going to look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
Goff now to throw.
Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Nice effort defensively there from Cole Holcomb.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now Goff.
Over the middle and taken in by Laporta.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And I think he was a little surprised to see the ball sitting out there like that. That's a ball he had a chance to come away with, but it winds up an incomplete pass.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the 3rd quarter from Detroit. Meanwhile, Goff's throw going into the hands of Williams.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Goff. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
To the air again, Goff. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line.
Keanu Benton, the one who got in to bury him.
Let's go, let's go.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Gone.
And that almost their first first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
And the question now, can they get closer on third down? A field goal from here, you're looking at right about a 52-yarder. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
That's Cameron Hayward who got in there to take him down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. From his own end zone, Fields throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
On second down, this is Harris. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
This offense so far on third down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8, and he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. This defense not budging, back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
They bring the blitz, and it's not always the initial blitzers that make the play. In this case, the blitzers actually took up the blocking. How about the guy in the middle, though? Reading his keys, right on the spot, stops him at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. A nice little juke. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. Now, this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. A throw out wide going to be incomplete.
And in the second half of a tied game, every decision gets magnified. And here, if he forces this ball, it could be intercepted. So that's the prudent play, to just airmail it out of bounds.
2nd and 10.
Now it's Goff. His throw incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here, or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. Goff now looks to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gibbs. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out of the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver.
Effective third down play to move the chains. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling him in the huddle right now.
From the 24 now, here's second and a yard. Another run for Gibbs here. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Sam Laporta, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Lions have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the fourth.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So now the Steelers down by 7, 2:24 to go. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10.
Fields on first down. A short one there to Freiermuth.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Setting up the screen, Harris.
And that absolutely cannot happen. Just a gain of a yard in this situation, you've got to get chunks of yardage. Otherwise, the defense, very happy with what you're doing.
They'll come up now. 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Fields.
And his throw here is incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape ball on the passing lane.
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Third down throw incomplete as well.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. This is 4th down. They snap it to Fields.
And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
They'll go again with Gibbs. And he will have a Lions first down, and that's the one that should seal a victory.
And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. And they will take a knee here. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for your kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that final kickoff concludes the ball game. Carter, one side, a really nice win in this one. They were good on offense and on defense.
And I'm guessing in the other locker room, partner, the head coach is telling his team, hey, we didn't play well enough to keep it close enough. With that one possession down the stretch, might have given us an opportunity to win the game.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.